Good question. If I had one day left to live, what would I do? My homework. I just really get at it, just finish it. I don't mind homework at all. I love spending my free time doing stuff that I don't like doing. I like math. All of those statements are false because no one likes doing homework except for one person somewhere in a place that doesn't exist, because nobody likes it. It's the bane of a student's existence. It's why dogs tear up their homework, because it's terrible. That's a pun. But no one likes doing homework. Why? Because it seems like it doesn't matter. What's the point to just practice things if you already know it? It's just a waste of time, right? That's what I thought. As a sophomore in college, I was studying to be a teacher, and I remember one time reading this book. It was a bunch of words in it, and words that didn't seem important to me. And I remember sitting down, reading through it, and I was getting really fired up. And at this point, I was really, and still am, really engaged in my faith, looking at the world, trying to look at it as a missionary. And I was reading this book, and I thought, this is selfish of me. Why am I spending time reading something that doesn't really matter? It's for my own benefit, right? When I could be out there serving. I could be out there on mission. There's people who need to know the Lord right now. The mission is urgent, so why am I here? Why am I wasting time? This question really ate at me. And I ended up leaving school to be a missionary. And it was a beautiful call from the Lord. But God's call for me to be a missionary, He was always calling me the whole time. And the year was beautiful, but part of my reasoning of being that learning was selfish and that it's pointless, it doesn't matter to read books, that's false. I can say that, I'm looking back and I'm saying that those ideas are not true. I'm actually back in college, as you can tell from my dorm room. Lovely decorated dorm room. School matters, learning matters, reading matters, and you should do your homework. So what's the point of homework? Why should you do it? Well, the point is holiness. Your holiness, other people's holiness, the kingdom of God is why you should do your homework. If you see with the eyes of God, if you are really trying to live out as a missionary, you're won over for the case of Christ. You have a personal relationship with Him. You want to share Him with the rest of the world. The best thing that you can do is be faithful to what God is calling you to right now. And as I'm talking to the students, right now God is calling you. You're on a path as a student. And primarily you're called to holiness. How can you live that out? By being a student. By pursuing excellence in your studies. That actually doing your duties and your obligations as a student matters, even if it seems like it's just busy work. Even if you're learning algebra and you never think you're going to use it, or anything like that. You're reading a book and you're going to forget it later. It's the process, it's the act, it's being responsible, it's being obedient, doing everything you do with love. Because when you see with the eyes of Christ, when you believe that God has a plan for you, a plan for your welfare, not for your woe, for a future full of hope, when you see with those eyes, you realize that everything has purpose, that everything matters, that actually you reading a book, you can be praising God. You can be serving Him. We are all baptized into the priesthood of Christ. What does a priest do? A priest offers a sacrifice on behalf of the people to God for the kingdom of heaven. Baptized into this priesthood, everyone, me, you, everyone, we can offer up what we have as a sacrifice to God for the whole kingdom. You can offer up your math homework to God for the sake of the kingdom. That actually you being diligent in your duties matters. And there's a whole nother realm to it matters to be formed as a person right now so that you can go out and you can serve in those capacities. But I really wanted to hit on that, like what you do in the moment, that just the act of doing something for God, doing it with the purpose, keeping Him in mind, pursuing excellence in all that you do, even in your studies, if it seems like it doesn't matter. This is the point. This is why you should do homework. Remember that what you do matters, even your homework, even if it seems pointless. So don't let your dog tear it up. Don't tear it up yourself and blame it on your dog. Do your homework with a heart for God, and it will benefit not just you, but the entire kingdom of God. You can really live as a missionary, accepting the path of holiness that God has given to you. What will you give me if I make this? $10. That's what you owe me.